Hey, I'm Geeky Pastimes, and this is my sort of quick analysis of the Inside Firebase Z trailer that we just got from Call of Duty. This is the first time we've seen kind of proper gameplay from a player's perspective actually playing on the map. So it's super exciting. Obviously, I'm really excited to play this. I'm going to be streaming it live at twitch.tv/Geeky Pastimes. Thursday at 7 AM GMT, I'll be live for a little while. And then throughout kind of that day, I'll keep on hopping on and off to play that. And then Friday, we've got the Easter egg hunt at 5 PM GMT with NoJ456, Codename Pizza and Starburst, all over at twitch.tv/Geeky Pastimes. So I'm super excited to be doing that. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So I'll put the actual video. I've kind of skipped over some of the developers talking at the beginning. Do go watch this video if you haven't already. I'll put the link in the description. It's really, really good. And it's kind of, they explain a lot of things about how there's going to be much more of a focus on Samantha Maxis in this. And they also talk about kind of what I was saying I thought was going to happen. The beginning of the map is a little bit like Moon, where you've got kind of the village at the beginning and you get overrun a little bit and you have to go through the teleporter to get to the outpost, which is really cool. So it does sound like this map's taking a lot of ideas from Moon, and they mention that a few times throughout it. Now, just looking straight away at the screen that you can see here, there's kind of some interesting things going on here. So you've got the ether reactor there, which is kind of the big sort of canister thing that we'll see in a second, where he activates it and seems to be turning power. It's interesting, there's actually another objective over here. So, and it says activate ether reactors. So there's going to be more than one of these. So I'm not sure if this is kind of, to turn the power on is actually going to be a few different steps, a few different objectives you've got to do, quite possibly. And you've got a kind of, this is only on level 4, so I assume this is kind of almost definitely how you turn the power on. Like, this is going to be a super early thing that they're doing. Now, this is a room that we've already seen in the trailer, and it's kind of, obviously kind of interesting. This is something I saw Syndicate talk about actually on his video, that you've got that reactor there, which is obviously a collection unit, we now know, because it says there, protect a collection unit. There's one there, and there's one also, you can just see up there, up at the top of these stairs where you just came down. So it seems like there's a couple of them at a time, and maybe you've got to kind of protect them all at once, maybe while the zombies coming in from lots of different ways, which sounds like it's going to be really hard solo. Maybe with more players, there's going to be more collection units activated or something like that, I'm not sure. I think it's something like a soul box. So that's what I'm assuming is happening. You can see here it says charge and damage. I kind of assume you've got to prevent them from getting damaged all the way, but you've got to charge them up. So I'm kind of thinking you're going to have to kill zombies near these collection units, charge all of them up, or maybe just charge one of them up. I'm not sure how that works because there's only one bar there. And then if the charge gets to the maximum before they get damaged too much by the zombies, then the power's going to turn on. That's kind of what I think's going to happen, but obviously it's just a guess. You see there, it looks very cool. It looks like sort of it's sucking stuff in, which is really, really awesome. Here they're talking a little bit about the sound design. Now this I thought was kind of interesting, that you've got this panel here, and then lots of lights, sort of, it looks like there's a light up there and a light there and a grill there, almost as if it's going to be kind of a trap or something. You've also got another 2 computers over there. Obviously, you know, always trying to think about Easter eggs and things like that. Is that something that's going to be relevant? Is that something we're going to be able to interact with? It's got a keyboard underneath it, so maybe. There's also a truck with like a tire that's broken there, like it looks like the axle's broken. Bit weird. Then you've got another view of, I think this is the same room as before, so you can see the collector is over there, and now this thing has something inside it, and then the other collector is at the top there, so these seem to be activated now, and the power is on in the room, so you can see all these screens are on, which weren't on before, and that's something that we talked about in the previous trailer, that we thought that's something that was going to happen. They look very, very cool, I think. Like, it's a really awesome looking machine. Now this is a little bit from the trailer, and you can kind of see what I was talking about there. If I just go back a few frames, that's why we think it's a soul box, because you can see that when the zombie dies, something actually bursts out of one of the zombies and then goes towards the canister in the middle. And you know, they're called collectors, so I assume this is what's going to happen. To turn the power on, you're going to have to kill a bunch of zombies. That's kind of interesting in itself, that means kind of you're going to need a wave to turn the power on. You're going to need a wave full of zombies. Pretty cool. And then that's kind of, like I said, all stuff from the old trailer where we see the power turning on. Now, this is a different one, I think. This is a different collection unit, a different place. This is the data center. I think before, if I just skip back to when we saw the gameplay before, A little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further for the sound guy. Here we go. That was mission control. And then this one that we're looking at now is the data center. So this is another one that we're going to have to turn on. And I'm not entirely sure how many of them there's going to be. You can see there's lots of different kind of icons here. There's also the icon for the tunnels, which, you know, let you swap backs and forwards. This seems to be the icon for the canister that we're actually doing something with. Lots of new icons, lots of new things to look at. It's a cool little room, this. And similar idea, you could see there a zombie actually attacking the collection units. That's what I mean. I think we're going to have to defend it. Now, this is the bit that I've been struggling to wrap my head around. When I first saw this, objective started defend the ether reactor, and you'll see as it goes on, it looks like it's almost like a horde mode type thing, where portals appear, Dark portals, and zombies kind of pour out of them. I immediately thought maybe it's a limited time mode, and they actually refer a few times in this video to something called assault mode. So I thought it was some other mode that was going on. But if you look at everything else on here, it does say, you know, they're on round 12. This might be something that just happens on the map, and you see you've got a perk and stuff like that, which isn't something I necessarily associate with some sort of very quick limited time mode. But I've got no idea. So if this is just part of the map, it seems like there's something that can happen these objective starts where you've got to defend the reactors for a while, and it seems like these defenses get pretty crazy. This is the hub area. Now on the crafting table, you can see there's the artillery now, which is new. And this is the thing where they're talking about assault mode. So it seems like there's loads of zombies pouring out of the jungle. This is again from the trailer the other day. And they're having to defend against them, maybe try and defend these reactors. And you can see there it says fire control unit health. So they're having to defend this fire control unit. And you've got these portals. It looks like there's 3 portals, maybe more. And they're not portals that are on the minimap, so I don't think they're ones that you can go through yourself. But instead, zombies are kind of pouring out of them and you're having to stop them, which is a really cool idea. It's something very new and different. I'm quite excited to see what it is. But yeah, I'm still not sure. I personally can't wrap my head around, is this a place where, is this a different mode, or is this just an objective within the main sort of quest, or just how the map works? You know, maybe this is instead of a dog round or something like that. You can see they're on round 12 here. It says Scorched Defense as the area that they're in, which seems a bit strange. But yeah, so you can see all of these 3 portals, and then loads of zombies start pouring out of them. And then it's sort of, they use this bit to show kind of the napalm strike. It's cool that you get that sort of targeting thing along the floor. I think that's cool. And there you go again. It's like a horde of zombies coming out of them. And kind of, I think that's artillery going off there. Now we've got a mangler, and just in case we needed any kind of confirmation it's a mangler, you can actually see his name comes up as a mangler, and he's a boss zombie, which is cool. You've also got, I think this is, it says equipment storage. I don't know if this is the bit in village, is it? It looks a little bit like it. But yeah, you've got the mangler there, and also he's got tombstone. He's got a little perk there, which is cool. Yeah, I think this is the bit in village. That's at the beginning of the map, so it does look like you go back there at some point. Then we've got the mimic, so now we actually get to see the mimic in action. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's less, it seems like it's less like prop hunt. I thought it was going to be like, you know, just a random crate would suddenly turn into this thing. It looks like it's actually like weapon drops and things like that turn into it, which is a little bit less dynamic, a little bit less exciting. But the actual monster itself looks really cool. You can see there also, one thing's interesting, it doesn't come up saying that, you know, it's a mangler or anything. Not sure if this is actually a boss type thing. I think it is saying, like, there's a skull there, so it is some type of boss zombie. But yeah, thought it was kind of interesting. And then also there's another one of those, like that's one of these tunnels, and it looks like it's kind of sealed off. In the same way in D Machine, a lot of the tunnels were kind of sealed off behind doors and stuff. This looks like it actually has like manholes or something, like they're actually proper designed portals rather than just being like cracks in the ground. Also, sorry, I just noticed that zombie was really gnarly looking. Let's go back a little bit and see that. Look at that thing. Look at all the like boils and stuff on him. Looked really gross. Very disgusting looking zombie. So yeah, the mimic you can see here, it is this item drop where it looks like there's just some sort of high value scrap there, and then it turns out actually that's a mimic. Like I said, a little bit less exciting than having like a prop hunt style situation, but it's still pretty cool. I didn't really notice it before, but I can't tell. Is that in the sky? Oh yeah, there's a glowing in the sky. For a second I thought those cameras were glowing at the top up here. But it's not, it's some sort of glowing in the sky, just a bright bit. Yes, you can see the mimic appears, and then you get some shots for attacking it. Oh no, they picked up bonus points, that was it. And see, this is interesting as well. It's got this kind of tentacle attack where it grabs you and pulls you in and then tries to bite you. We've also got the kind of, you can see the portal icon there. And that, I'm guessing, is that intel, I'm guessing. There's a radio or something like that. I'm guessing we're going to get a whole nother set of intel just like we did before. That was very cool. Very strange, this picture he's chosen to have as his background. There's this like white kind of objective marker type thing behind him. That's really weird. Anyway, I'm sure that's not relevant to the actual map. And this is stuff like from the trailer where we saw a bit more of the mimic. Then they talk about the gun, which like they've called the Ray K, which I quite like, you know, sort of like it's based on AK-47. I think that's pretty cool. They don't talk too much about it and about how it gets used or whether we get different upgrades for it or anything like that. I think that'll be something that we'll find out pretty quickly. I don't know for sure. When the machine released, before the Easter egg went live, could you get the Wonder Weapon? I feel like, could you get it from the mystery box, I'm assuming? Or from the trials. I'm not sure. Like, please leave a comment below because I can't remember, but that'd be interesting to know. This also, you can see here, this is like what it will look like when it starts up. You can see there on round 1 here, and you've got the objective to enter the teleporter. That's like the first thing you have to do. Like, this is right at the very, very beginning. You kind of get a bit of a sense of what this opening area actually looks like. It looks really cool and like atmospheric, I think. Very cool. And you've got like a weird sort of corpse on the right there, which is really disgusting. So the first thing you're going to have to do, and now this is the really interesting bit. Sorry, I was about to say the first thing you have to do, go through your thing. So this is the Pack-a-Punch machine. We can see the Pack-a-Punch machine is in the village, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to be like Moon, where you'd go back to like Area 51. In this case, you go back to the village to see to like come back here to be able to get to access the Pack-a-Punch. And you've also got the room that Ravanov's in that we saw quite a lot in the cutscene. You actually can see him. He's in the map. He's behind the Pack-a-Punch. So I'm assuming he's going to be in some way, you know, responsible for fixing this up, or he allows you to use it or something like that. You've also got loads of these doors that need to be activated by power. So it looks like you've only kind of got the route to the portal in the village. That's the only place you can go up until you turn the power on and then you return here later. It looks a little bit like, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but that is the staircase there, I'm assuming. That's that staircase. And so then you've got this wall. It looks a little bit like there's a door maybe that lets you get into where he is, which would be really strange. Like, does he leave at some point as you turn the power on and then you can get into the room? Or is that an Easter egg thing that you can get back there? I'm not sure. I sort of assumed that we wouldn't be able to get back there, but it just looks a little bit like, because you've got 2 of these doors right next to each other. I assume one is here, like where that red light is. Then I assume one might be there, so you might be able to get back into his little bit. Not sure. Anyway, I'm just wildly speculating. But there you get a bit of a better view of his little sort of room where Ravanov is hiding out. There we go. And you can see you've got a little telecom thing. Also, it looks like, you know, the Pack-a-Punch machine, you can see there, it's completely turned off. And Ravanov's doing something. He's like, I don't know what he's doing, whether he's just keeping tabs on Outpost 25, but he's obviously going to be talking to you all the way through this map. Which is very cool. Like, it's a cool idea to have an NPC on there. Obviously, it's something that we've seen before on other zombies maps. But I'm quite, like, interested at this bit from the trailer. I had no idea that this was actually going to be something that you'd be able to see in the map. And that there, he's obviously talking to you. He's like talking directly to you. Then for the rest of the trailer, the designers are talking about how, you know, it's the most exciting thing that they're going to do. They don't talk about this guy at all. They don't talk about the Elder God. I do think, I didn't really mention this very much in my previous video, but you can see the operators here are shooting at him. I still do think this is going to be the final boss fight. I don't think we're going to kill him. I think we're probably going to scare him off or injure him in some way. Or maybe he'll like reform or something. I'd kind of like the idea that this thing's going to be stalking us all the way through it, and then maybe in a later zombies map, maybe even the last zombies map, we'll finally manage to kill it. Or maybe we'll suddenly see there's a bunch of them or something like that. But it definitely seems like we're going to get to fight them at some point during this, which is really exciting. And it looks like it fights back. So that's the end of my analysis of this. This just goes on to the end of the trailer that we've already seen. So like I said, Firebase Z is coming out February 4th. I'm going to be streaming it from 7 AM GMT on Thursday, February 4th. Then on Friday, February 5th, that's when the Easter egg goes live, like 34 hours later, which has been some, you know, discussion about. But that's going to be going live the next day, and 5 PM on Friday. That's when we're going to be doing the Easter egg hunt, and I'll just be streaming basically until we solve it. Hopefully we'll be the first ones to do it. We've got an awesome team, as we did last time, so I'm really excited about that. So thank you very much for watching. As always, let me know in the comments things that I've missed, things that I got wrong there, or anything like that, or if there's something that you definitely agree with, you think I'm onto something, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you on Thursday, almost certainly. Goodbye.